Trapezoidal rule, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to divide the figures. I'll show you what just going to follow these steps here using the graph in here. Okay, so what we're just going to do first and foremost is we're just going to follow the question. Then we're going to use what's called a trapezoidal rule to estimate the area of the curve versus the graph. Okay, this is an estimate of area, so sometimes you should have curly brackets, okay, curly equal signs, okay, just to mean that's an estimate, it isn't an exact measurement, okay. So what we're going to do here is we have our diagram of our curve, okay, so we're going to put it into our calculator. We're going to start at 0, end at 4. So we get is f of x table, we go x squared plus 3, start at 0, end at 4, step of 1, and you can see those points 0, 3, 1, 4, 2, 7, so 3, 4, 7, 12, just give me a sec, 3, 4, 7, 12, and the fourth one is 4, 19. So let's check this out. Right, this is the point 0, 3, that's a height of 3. This is 1, 4, so it's a height of 4. 2, 7 is a height of 7. 3, 12 is a height of 12, and 4, 19 is a height of 19, okay? Hence, use the trapezoidal rule to estimate the area between the curve and the axis, okay? Well, we're going to use this formula here. Now, the width, guys, it's actually h over 2 first plus last plus 2 times the remaining is the formula we're going to use for the area. Now let me explain how you use this formula, okay? H is actually h in your log tables. So h is the gap between intervals, and we can see that h equals 1 for this question. Okay? Now your first height is what you begin with at 0. See the way you start at 0? So your first height is 3. So that is 3. Your last height is 19. Your remaining heights are the ones you didn't use, 4, 7, and 12. So plus 2 times 4 plus 7 plus 12. Now you can lob all that into the calculator if you want. I'll just be inclined to lob in the part that's in the brackets first. So mode select. So I'm just going to do 3 plus 19. And then I'm going to do 2 times 4 plus 7 plus 12. And I'm going to get 68. And a half of 68 is 34. So what we're essentially saying is that the area here is 34. So the area of the shaded region I'm shading now, it's the area between the curve and the axis. So this yellow region here has an area of 34 units squared, or 34 square units, okay? Okay, now we're going to move on to question 4. Graph the following function in the domain 0 to 4, and then use the trapezoidal rule to estimate the area between the curve and the axis. Okay, I'm going to use the GeoGebra to graph this, but look, you get in your calculator, you go for mode, table function, you enter your x cubed in like so, minus your 6x squared, then plus your 9x, and then plus 6, start at 0, end at 4, step of 1, there's your points, 0, 16, 110, 28, 0, 6, 110, 28, 28, so what's the next thing we have? 3, 6, and 4, 10. Okay, so we're going to graph this out. Have to go as high as 10, so that should be no issue here. I think we have a nice good few blocks to play with. I'm going to stretch this out on the bottom. I'm going to go 4 blocks worth 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we're going to go up 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. Okay, so 0, 6 will be here. Mark it in green actually. 0, 6, 110, 2, 8, 3, 6, and 4, 10. Now, if I want to do it slightly more accurate, I can always go for my half points. My step at 0.5 just to see what's going on at 1.5. 0.5 is at roughly 9. So 0.5 will be roughly at 9 and a bit, so that's great. Then I can say 1.5 is at 9.3. 0.5 is at about 9.3, yeah, that's no bother. Then I can say 2.5 is at 6.6, around there, and 3.5 is at around 6.9 or 6.8, so just below the 7 mark. So this should make my life a bit easier when drawing it. Let's have a nice easy time with this now. Now, to set it up for the trapezoidal rule, what we're going to do is this is 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4, okay? So our heights are 6, 10, 8, 6, and 10. So please remember our area is equal to h over 2, first plus last plus 2 times remaining. Okay, so area is equal to h over 2, which is going to be, the h value is 1 over 2. My first height is 6, my last height is 10, and 2 times the remaining is going to be 2 times 10 plus 8 plus 6, all in the calculator. So that's going to be 24. 2 times 24, 48. 48 plus 10 is 58. 58 plus 6 is 64, so it's going to be a half of 64, which should get me 32 units squared. Okay, or sorry, 34 square units even, or 34 units squared. Okay, it's all good. Okay guys, that's questions 1 and 4.